Okay. Good afternoon.
Now it is.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, and welcome to the School of Ecstatic Movement 21 Days of Gratitude Challenge. I'm here with Rebecca Hanscom of the school. She's director of School of Ecstatic Movement, and I'm here with Orianne Corman, who is a qualified ecstatic awakening dance teacher, and also she is a family constellations practitioner and trainer. So we've got a lot of talent on this call. I'm going to pass over to Rebecca, and she's going to explain the reasonings behind the 21 Days of Gratitude.
Yeah, so this is Happy New Year to everybody. This is just a way, this time of the year, you know, we all make these commitments and resolutions and we don't always keep them, but one sure way to help us to stay in a good vibration of commitment is to get into gratitude and to raise your vibe so that you don't feel like falling back down into that hole. And of course, January is the hardest month for so many people with mental health and different issues going on after that, you know, anti-climax of Christmas. So I think this is just a really cool thing to be able to offer.
Nice. So I think we can plow straight in with a little, I'll give you an explanation of the cards first of all. So here is the deck of Raise Your Vibe cards. This deck was kind of born as a download that Rebecca received as a kind of way to boost the vibration of everyone that you interact with, just one interaction at a time. And they work by, you play the game, you can play it in order or you can play it out of order. I've played this game a lot over the last year in all sorts of different contexts. I took a deck to a festival that I went to on my own. We've played in workshops. Rebecca and I have played in the residential retreat with the people that were on the 7-day deep dive into ecstatic awakening dance, which was incredible. I've played it with my kids. I've played it with my friends. And so it's a great way to play. There is actually no proper blueprint of how to play. You can just whack it out in any order. For the purposes of playing online, the blue cards are slightly more difficult to play. Well, one of them is slightly more difficult to play online because it requires staring into people's eyes, which we can do, but I don't suppose that's great watching for the rest of you. Maybe we could ask people to stare into their computer. I did do that a while ago. it was bizarre, but I think for us, for right now, it's probably going to be best to play a warm-up card first. So with no further ado, I'm gonna pick without looking. So I'm gonna have to go like this because otherwise I can see. Unless perhaps we can just play. Actually, no, we're gonna do this one. So this one is the lemniscat. So we're gonna draw the lemniscat and we're gonna say the words, I am love, I am light. And we're gonna draw a figure of 8 with our fingers. So we can all do this if anyone's watching and watch. We're going to draw a figure of 8 and we're going to follow your thumbs. So it's almost like your eyes are lined up with your thumbs. And we do, I am light, I am love. I am light.
I am love. I am light. I am love. And the idea of this one is that you follow your thumbs with your eyes. So this is a really great way of exercising your eyes and just helping you to move into your peripheral awareness so that you can see those. You're not just got tunnel vision happening. There's scope for be able to find or receive more from the universe because you're opening up your field of vision.
Are we running for the full 1:08, Rebecca?
No, I don't think we need to do that.
No. All right, we'll just keep going. I am light, I am love.
I'm light, I'm love.
I am love. I am light.
I am love, I am
I
light.
am light. I am love.
I actually feel pretty good already. I'm doing that one. And so, from having warmed up, we will now move on to one of the vibe cards, which are such a beautiful color. These are my favorite color. I love them. So I'm just going to pick on your guys' behalf, and then you will take it in turns to complete the action suggested on the card. So we'll go for one in the middle. And it says, one thing I love about nature is.
Oh.
So I'm gonna get
So Orianne, do you want to go first?
So yes, please, Orianne. For 1 minute and 8 seconds, please, Orianne.
So one thing I love in nature is waterfalls. I love that, with a cold and fresh water. And I love to dive into the little pond and to receive all this water on my head, on my shoulders, on my body. It refreshes me. It gives me a kick of energy. It detox all my emotions, and I feel connected so well with nature, and I feel the daughter of nature. It's so good, so good, so good. And I can spend hours in this kind of waterfalls and bubbling ponds and natural jacuzzi, all these watery streams you can have in the mountains. And I live in mountains, so I don't have so many bubbling rivers and streams, but we have some. And I love to put also my feet into it, and sometimes what I like is the fishes. They come and eat my dead skin, and it gives me some gigglings, and it's so good, so good, so good.
Thank you.
Was that 1:08?
It was actually
Wow.
over. It was over 1:08. But
Yeah.
I was so enjoying listening.
This is the thing about this game. You have to cut people off at 1:08.
Okay. All right. Well,
Otherwise we'll be here all day.
True. So I'm going to cut you off at 1:08, Rebecca.
Yes, please
So,
do.
all right, I will do. So please begin.
So one thing I love about nature is, like, I love being in forests, especially ancient forests, and wherever I go in the world, I'm always close to a forest. I just can't imagine being far away from one. And like yesterday, I went for a walk in the forest, and it's a pretty ancient forest, and everywhere, even though it's winter and it's like, it was quite moody and a bit rainy, there's just this beautiful green, emerald green moss everywhere, climbing up the trees, and then the sun sometimes comes through just a few leaves, and just this green just really feeds my soul. And it's like all muddy, and there's loads of leaves on the ground this time of year, and it's a bit slippy, and I have to come into a real presence of walking. It becomes a kind of meditation. And then the other thing I love doing when I'm in that is sitting in it. Finished. Thank you.
Wonderful, amazing.
Amazing. That was beautiful. Thank you. So from there, we have a choice. We can play another yellow card. Sorry, we can play another pink card, or we can play a wild card.
Okay, so I just got one request for the wild cards, that we don't do the howling or the singing, because it's just not going to work online for people, but like any of the exercises would be really cool.
Love howling.
No, but I'm just not going to do that online. I don't want to put people straight away.
I must admit that one works brilliantly in a group of people
Yeah.
who do not what to expect.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So you want me to moving howling? Okay, and not the singing your favorite song out loud.
No, it's just not going to work for people. Well, it might work for some people, but like for me, that's going to be tricky online.
All right. It's horrible because I can actually see them, so it's difficult to choose a card without looking when I can see them. Right, you're just going to have to trust that I'm shuffling and selecting. Okay, ready? Well, this one's awkward to do as well online, but we can do this one later, which is get our bare feet on the earth.
Yeah.
I can share an experience I had last time with my women's circle here in Portugal. So we picked this card and we went out and we had a walk around the garden barefoot, and it was really great. It was amazing. We felt so different, more grounded, present here and now. It was really, nurturing.
Yes. And the amazing thing is that if you've only got to do it for 108, even if it's snowy outside, you can get your feet on the earth, because and just get really tuned into that. So I think that that's a brilliant card to just talk about, because grounding is everything. In any situation, if we can just get our feet on the earth or into a natural body of water, we are just allowing everything that's bothering us to just go down into the earth and be totally transmuted by it. So I think it's good enough to talk about that, rather than all run outside away from our videos and get our feet on the earth.
Indeed. I know as a mother of a son with who's neurotypical, it really helps him when he's getting all like overly emotional. Then one of the quickest ways for me to get back to be able to communicate with him and help him move past the kind of sensory overload that he's experiencing at that time is to get him to take his shoes and socks off, because actually even just that kind of like focusing on removing his shoes to start is a good way to kind of bring him back into what he's doing, and then the actual action of being on the earth really helps. So yeah, it's we're lucky enough to live somewhere where we can do that quite easily.
Yeah, not in a high-rise flat. No, you get some exercise going up and down the stairs at the same time. So that's like one of the other cards.
Yeah, get out of breath, indeed. Depends how high up you live, I suppose. I mean, you know, sometimes if you just live in the town, one thing I did find when we were living in the town was we would have to kind of scrabble around for somewhere that was the earth, and we used to end up in the garden for the arts court. There was a small arts community building opposite us, and they had like a small sensory garden, and you'd often find us just stood in the garden.
Yeah.
But you know, that's how it was.
But I think what's important for this 21 days is gratitude, is that we do the cards that are like a minute talking about. So a couple of those.
Would you like me to
one action rather than
would you like to do another card?
Choose another card that we can
here we go,
be grateful with.
Interesting. Okay, this one is I am grateful for my mind because. This time, Rebecca, you can start.
Okay. So I am grateful for my mind because it is the place where I kind of receive all my visions and my creativity. So it's like I don't know, it's like a screen for everything to come down onto. And so it's creating, for me, being in my mind, because I've got a very, very active mind a lot of the time. So it's like taking the time to realize that that's what its main tool is, and taking the opportunity quite often to just like, oh wow, that's really cool, and to kind of visualize different creativities. And obviously mind is everything, it records everything that we need to know about being in this human existence. Like, so it's a very, very important thing. And I think a lot of people feel that, you know, oh God, my mind is this, my mind is that. It's not, it's great. It's great.
Perfect timing. Now we'd like to hear from Orianne, please. What are you grateful for about your mind?
My mind is my best tool after my heart. Yeah, I'm so grateful because it helps me to build my projects, to organize my training course, to transmit my knowledge and to make it easy to understand. So yeah, it's a great tool, and it's only a tool. I like to say. So it's not a purpose, it's not it doesn't give any meaning, but it's really a servant of what I want to manifest on this planet. So yeah, this is why I'm so grateful.
You got 10 seconds left if you wish to say more.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
You don't have to. Beautiful, ladies. Thank you so much. I feel like that perhaps brings this short day one of the 21 days of gratitude almost to its close. Rebecca looks like she's itching to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, what I do want to say is that if anybody would like to come on these videos with us, then do drop us a line, either in the chat box underneath or by email. You know, the other ways that you can find us, obviously there are many of those, because I really want to just start working with lots of other people every day that maybe we haven't met before, so that we can expand the gratitude and the joy to everyone and everything.
Perfect. I can update the captions, etc., on the video and just put all those contact details in. If you would like to learn more also about family constellations, then that's also a good place to. I'll pop Orianne's email address in there as well, so you can get in touch and learn more about what she does. And quantum healing, it's incredibly powerful. So thank you very much, ladies, and we will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.